So I came across this on Twitter and under fair use, let me grab a speaker and play you the following.
Quick question, just because I know you are very hot on China and Chinese matters, and there's a story in the papers today, I think it's in the Sunday Telegraph, suggesting that Taiwan has been removed from GCSE textbooks on the say-so of Chinese officials. Doesn't the Department for Education need to investigate this?
There's no denial about what he says next. It's just like, yeah.
Why are we seeing Taiwan erased from British literature that's used in schools?
Because government and officials are bullied by the Chinese government endlessly.
Think about what he's just said. Think about this.
And I'm afraid ministers, too often, my own government ministers, kowtow to China on this.
You see, the thing is, what he's like, he's literally saying that, look, we've been under world government for a very long time. This illusion called democracy, all the rest of it. Well, we're humouring the vast majority of the public because, let's face it, it's a wee bit tougher to demand that they take this huge taxation burden that will change the goalposts on a daily basis unless they believe that we're working in their best interests, But as I've said over many years, if you look at fine authors like Anthony C. Sutton, when you read books like Wall Street and the Rise of Hitler, because let's face it, Germany went into war reparations after the First World War, was in shit street in the 1920s, but somehow managed to get the funding to take on the world by the 1930s. But nobody questioned that, turned out. Western banks and governments, yeah. And, of course, Wall Street and the Bolshevik Revolution. There was another one. How did this communistic situation come about? Well, funnily enough, Western banks and governments. Otherwise, it would never have happened. And by the way, same thing with China. Became a communist nation based on sponsorship from Western banks and governments. And you know what? In every single situation of that, millions of people died. Millions. We've been in world government for quite a while. But this pish, it's because we have to kowtow to, a communist nation. Why would you shut down most of your manufacturing from a Western nation and send it across to communist nations on the premise that, it's going to save us money? Really? Seriously? You tactically, you're at a disadvantage. And let's be honest, if you were to apply common sense, historically, most nations have survived as successful based around their ability to do things themselves and create fine products and fine societies. None of this should be rocket science. None of it. And I'll speak to you soon.